What's up guys, NepentheZ here and welcome back to another episode of the World Cup Road to Glory. Now I've got some good news and I've got some bad news for you guys that love this series. The good news is it's going to be coming out more often. And you think, well wait, how can there possibly be bad news if that's the good news? Well, the bad news, not really bad news, but the indifferent news is that it won't be on this channel anymore. I'm going to take this series, guys, over to my second channel. The first video on the second channel of this series will also be today. So go check out the second channel. Link is down below. Basically, I said to you guys, you know, so long as this series does well with engagements, views, likes, comments, etc., we'll keep it and we'll keep uploading it often. As per usual with anything series-based, and this is nothing to do with you, nothing to do with me, nothing to do with the game, it's just how series-based stuff works online, on YouTube and such. It's just deteriorated and got worse and worse and worse. Before we get into the rest of this though, guys, if you could drop a thumbs up, it would be very much appreciated. Let's still try and go out with a bang on this channel. Let's try and get 10,000 likes. You got super close last time around. But yeah, episode 1 had 330,000 views, episode 2, 220,000 views. Episode 3 went down to 160, episode 4 in the 160s, episode 5 down into the 130s, and then episode 6 down to the 100s. So the hype, the initial of everyone like watching it and loving it, it very quickly deteriorates, as does any Road to Glory or series-based thing. I kind of expected it to happen. I'm actually quite surprised it lasted 6 episodes, or as with this one now, 7 episodes. But thank you guys so much for the support so far on this channel, on this series. And as I say, basically what this is going to allow me to do by putting it on the second channel is upload it more often. So if you really like it, if you don't know, I have a Road to Glory on the second channel already, a regular one in regular FAR. But with regular FIFA Ultimate Team right now specifically, there's not a whole bunch going on. So with this going over to that channel, I'll be able to alternate between the two series. I'll be able to upload this far more often and put far more time into it. And now because of the Icon SBC that has come in, for grinders, for me, I love it, because we're going to be able to grind our way to so many icons. It's going to be fantastic, to the point where we can actually already get an icon, maybe even 2 today. We're definitely going to do 1 now, and I might do 1 more in later on's video on the second channel. So make sure to go subscribe, make sure to go check that out. And thank you again for the support on this series. So here we are, guys. We're rinsing group stages right now. The reason why I was going to rinse group stages is because after the World Cup last couple of episodes, we got to the semi-final, and the team we faced in the semi-final was just far too good. The player was very good as well, so we end up losing in the semi-final. And now, because of the Icon SBC, the majority of teams that you see are just full Icon teams, or like 6, 7, 8 Icons. And it's really weird, because when I first saw the Icon SBC, I was like, whoa, this is great. Like, you know, if you're a spender, you've got loads of duplicates, you can get good icons. If you're a grinder, it's only an 83 rated squad per icon. It's honestly very, very good. It rewards people that play the game. But the problem is as typical with anything that happens in this game, it just gets abused, and so now there are just too many icons. And in a game that's the World Cup game mode, supposed to be about teams that are in the World Cup this year, most of the teams you come up against are full of players that don't even play football anymore. So that's pretty weird, pretty disappointing. We'll have to see what long-term impacts it has on the game mode. You know, you might have, for example, right now, Deco, JJ Okocha, Nakata in midfield, but if, you know, Kevin De Bruyne gets an upgrade to a 92 or a 94, if James Rodriguez gets an upgrade to an 88 or a 90, maybe you'd actually take those icons out and put those guys back in. So I don't know. That's going to be your guys' prerogative as to how much fun you make out of the World Cup mode. I do like the fact that you can get pretty much anything just from playing. And you know, as with at the start where we talked about, on the one hand, if you spend coins, it just accelerates the process too fast. So it's what you make of it. It's the same thing with the icons. You know, if you go out there and you just get 10 icons in a day and you've got a full icon squad, you've kind of like ruined your own fun. You know what I mean? So if you make it a bit more challenging for yourself and limit yourself to 1 icon a day, or 1 icon every time you win the World Cup or something like that, it'll probably be much, much more fun. Tony Lewis says, Nep, what's your opinion on the PS4 World Cup glitch where you get pretty much unlimited one-player packs? Well, contrary to what people believe, you can't actually get unlimited versions of them. It's actually maximized at 50 per day, I believe. So if you actually legitimately played 50 games in a day and got 50 one-player packs, you wouldn't get any more after that. But yeah, it's just, you know, it's just frustrating, isn't it? It's just really frustrating that once again, a certain minimal group of a community has ruined it for everybody, because you could see I get multiple times, I've probably gained about 8 to 10 single player packs from people just cheating against me, and we both get the pack, and it's really frustrating. It is really frustrating. But I hope EA can find a way to patch it. Bobby Tarantino says, Icon, SBC or Riot? Your wish, my friend, is my command. At the end of this video, we're going to go and we're going to open our Icon SBC. Alonzo Johnson says, please do this like twice a day. And that's why I'm moving it on channels. That's why I'm moving it on to the other channel. I really get engaged with series like this personally. On my road to glory, I've played nearly 3,000 games, right? I really get engaged with these kind of series. And I want to give it to you guys more, but obviously as the fact that this is also a business for me, I've got to do what's right for the business. And so by moving on to the second channel, I can upload this more there, I can put more time into this there, and I can still make great content from World Cup mode and regular FUT on this channel that won't interrupt and interfere with the uploading schedule of the World Cup road to glory. The next comment is from Mike the Mullet Man. I wonder if Mike the Mullet Man has actually got a mullet, man. Net offline draft OP. When you get a 5k reward, it's a premium European players pack which guarantees 3 high-rated players. It's better than the 6k reward. Hardly anyone notices this. Them packs are 9 out of 10 great. I did know this. Somebody pointed it to me on Twitter a few days ago. The problem with it is, you are right? Because if you do the offline draft, and you get that reward, you get 5k back straight away and probably about 1k on match coins. So you get 6k of your 15k back, so you're only 9k short. You get a 7.5k pack, which you can also open on regular FUT and get a couple of k back, and a 5k pack that you can also open on regular FUT and get a couple of k back. So worst case scenario, you're going to lose about 5,000 to 6,000 coins, but if you get anything even half decent in the packs from regular FUT, you might even make a little bit of profit or no loss or little loss. And then as you say, you get a premium European players pack, which is 3 81 rated or higher rated players. The problem with it is that A, you can't guarantee that reward because there are, I think there are only 2 different rewards. I think it's just the 5k or the 6k reward. And 2 is that it takes 1 hour of your time, and in that same hour, I could have gone through the group stages twice and rinsed and repeated it because of how easy it is to get through them and the fact that you can forfeit the final game. I could have gone through the group stages twice, got 3,000 coins, spent no coins, got 2 7.5k packs and 4 to 6 single player packs. So for me, in terms of efficiency, that's probably more efficient in my personal opinion. Obviously, if you have bad connection online, if you don't like playing online, if you're not very good online, the offline draft is actually a very good way to farm this game mode. But if you're decent online and you can get out the group stages, then yeah, I definitely think the group stages is the best way to farm it. Eddie Joyce says, hey Nep, Hunter cards are about 2,000 coins and Shadows about 2.8k. Do you think these will go back up to 5k eventually, or are they permanently lower? I would honestly say, dude, that this stage in FIFA, they will just stay that low, maybe even get lower. The more and more packs that continually get opened on World Cup mode, the more consumables are going to get pulled, the cheaper they're going to go, and that's how it's going to be. That's obviously just my personal perspective. Chris Hradek says, I would imagine we only get 1 squad because each team in the actual World Cup only gets 1 squad of 23 players. So it's meant to be semi-realistic. I think it should be changed, but I would imagine that's why it is. It's a good observation, really, and you could be well right, but I see the realistic factor thrown in regular Ultimate Team and in World Cup mode all the time. But immediately, we have to understand that this is called Ultimate Team. It is a fantasy game mode. It is literally about fantasy. In the sense that, it's realistic that you only have 1 squad. Okay, so take icons out. It's unrealistic to have icons. It should always be a draft, so there should never ever be an instance where I have Cristiano Ronaldo on my squad and you have Cristiano Ronaldo on your squad, because he's not 2 people in real life. So if we're looking to be real and have realism and be realistic, you can't have 2 Ronaldos on the field at the same time. That's absurd. If you're looking to be realistic, you shouldn't be able to play more than 1 game per day, because that's unrealistic. You shouldn't be able to just apply fitness cards to people, because that's not how it works. Like, I understand in terms of the actual gameplay itself, of football, that needs to have some resemblance of realism because the game is based on football. But in terms of everything outside of the actual gameplay itself, I don't want realism. I don't think you guys want realism. I tell you what I want. This new icon SBC, I want it to be position changes for icons. I want that Lothar Matthäus to come out as a left mid. I want that Ronaldinho to come out as a right back. Because who cares? It's Ultimate Team. It would be hilarious if you packed a goalkeeper 94 Ronaldo. You'd be like, well, goddamn, I can't use him. Like, okay, it's unrealistic, but it would just be so much better. And the same with the player SBCs. That James Rodriguez, he already has a card that everybody has that's a cam that's 87 rated. Just make him a left mid or a right mid. And that way you then get him, you then able to use him in different styles, different formations, and in different positions. The same with Harry Kane. Just make him a left wing. You know, who cares? It's not about being realistic at this stage. It's about making it fun to play and having the gameplay be as realistic as possible through that. And I think what EA tried to do is they tried to blend the lines between realism outside of gameplay far too much. You know, I just want unrealistic. I really do. I want something that is going to represent something that should be Ultimate Team. And I just don't feel like we necessarily get that. And I'm sure some of you will disagree with my opinions and thoughts there, and that's great. I'd love to hear it in the comment section. That is just genuinely my personal opinion and thought. But yeah, that is my opinion. And then last but not least, guys, the final comment before we get into the end of the game a little bit here and then into the guaranteed icon SBC is from Darren Reese. He says, "Hey Nep, what's your opinion on this game mode? I feel like it's impossible to use tall and less pacey strikers like Harry Kane, Lukaku and Suarez, etc. I feel like I'm at a disadvantage if I use these type of players. Do you feel the same way?" I personally do not. Luis Suarez, in fact, who I have on my other World Cup account, is the best striker I've used so far. Now, granted, I haven't really used R9 or Thierry Henry outside of a loan card. I haven't used many of the greats. I haven't used Griezmann. I haven't used Ronaldo. I haven't got Messi in my squad. But I've used Suarez, and he is unbelievably clinical. Now, I think and I don't want to just call you out here because it's about play styles, but I think what people like you suffer from when you play with those players is that you're used to playing a counter-attacking style of football that relies heavily on pacey players. And that's absolutely fine. If that's how you are as a player, hey, you know, I've lost to many players that play counter-attacking, like pacey player football. But there are so many players out there that can actually build up the play nice and slow. They can work the ball down the channels, get crosses in for players like Kane, players like Lukaku, or that can just play a nice, conservative, like possession-based game where, again, players like Kane and Lukaku and Suarez, who have just insane shooting, get into the good positions, get the ball, manage to shield or manipulate the defender to find the space, and then you know a shot's going to be a goal. In this game mode specifically, actually, I think players like Lukaku and Suarez are so broken. And the reason why I think they are is because there are not many fast defenders in this game mode. There are like 5 or 6 really fast defenders. And of those 5 or 6 really fast defenders, 1 or 2 of them have other bad areas. For example, Thiago Silva is nice and fast. He's got good defending, but his physicals are terrible. Laurent Koscielny, good defending, relatively fast, shocking defending. Kimpembe, very fast, very average defending and physicals. So when you put someone like Lukaku or Suarez or Kane up against them, yeah, they're not quite as fast, but they're not slow to the point where they can't run with them. Titi's actually probably one of the better defenders. Good pace, good defending, and good physical. As we pack him there, massive upgrade for our squad. That's for damn sure. But yeah, I think actually in the World Cup mode, until these dynamic items start becoming active and defenders start getting boosts, I actually think this is the perfect game mode for those slower, tankier target men striker. So we didn't really get much pack luck out of these packs today, guys. I didn't show you some of the packs because if I didn't get a board pack, I just didn't show it, basically. I've got a really itchy nose, it's leaking. Yeah, I didn't. If I didn't get a board, I just didn't show it to you guys. And then if I did get a board and it was trash, like Jack Wilshere or something, I ended up not showing that either. So we did get 2 good back-to-back packs. So we got NepentheZ, who's going to go into our squad alongside Laurent Koscielny, who was another big player that we picked up just a little while ago. So our centre-back pairing now is actually quite strong. And then in our final pack, before we go live to the icon, guys, we end up picking up Colombian right mid. It's Cuadrado. He is a duplicate, though, and he is going to be useful for that 83 rated squad to get us that icon. So this, guys, is going to be the end of the post-com gameplay. Let's go live. Alright, guys, so I built the SBC because I'm a beast like that. I couldn't believe we could actually do an icon upgrade straight off the bat, and we actually got it through a little bit of misfortune initially that I found fortunate, and that is by getting something like the duplicate Sterling, the duplicate Cuadrado. We have an Enquiries up top as well. I think he's a duplicate, but yeah, we're putting in nothing impressive. Like Carvalho would never get in my squad because he only has 53 pace. Cardona would just never get in my squad. Vincent Kompany, again, I already have NepentheZ and Koscielny, so Kompany would just never get in because, again, just a little bit too slow. Kimpembe was actually good for us. As you can see, he's got 21 games for us. And he is good. He's nice and fast. He's got decent defending and physical. But he now won't get back into the squad because I have NepentheZ and Koscielny. Dean, again, played a lot of games for us. I'm actually worried that he's in my main squad. So we're going to have to go and check him. I might have him as a duplicate, and that's why I've got him in there. Cuadrado is a duplicate. Oscar I haven't used, nor would I. Rabiot we used for 20 games, but he's no longer in there. Sterling we used for 17 games, but we got him as a duplicate. And then Icardi and Morata we haven't really used. I just need to go and look at my squad real quick and make sure that Dean isn't actually in the squad. He's not. Oh, he is. He's at right back. Ooh. All right, so I'm... Oh, man. Do I have him in duplicate storage? Is that why I put him in there? I thought I was thorough. So we have a duplicate Sterling, a duplicate Icardi. Do I have a duplicate Dean? And that's why I put him in there. And another duplicate Sterling. I don't have a duplicate Dean. So I'm going to have to try and get him out, actually. I thought... I'm glad I checked that, because for some reason I thought I had him as a duplicate. Now, if we pop 77 in there, that's not enough chemistry. Oh, we're only 1 short. Can we just, like, is there something we can do here to just get 1 chem? Surely there's something we could do here to get 1 chem. Maybe converting Sterling down to a cam. Maybe popping in midfield, in defence, at left back. Let's put Suso in there. That remains, there we go. Alright, that'll do. There we go. We'll trade that in. So I get to keep my French left back. But that, guys, is going to be our icon. Now, we were our first icon when we did the national icon. We got ourselves Maradona. So it was a big icon. So to end today's video off and to end off this series on this channel, who do we pick up? Come on, EA, give me Brazilian flag. That's what I want to see. It's JJ Okocha. I mean, that's not bad. That's not bad at all. He's going to be nice in my squad. He's actually got a decent card here. Good pace, good dribbling, great dribbling, decent shooting and passing. Obviously, he has the 5-star skill moves as well. Not the best, but not the worst either. He will go into our squad. Hopefully, we'll be able to start with another icon at the start of the next episode that is going to be later on today. If I can't, then... I mean, I can. I know I can. It just depends on whether or not I want to sacrifice some 84 rated. Like, I've got 84 rated Gomez, Argentinian left wing. I just don't care about. I don't use. So I'm probably going to sacrifice him. But this, guys, is going to be the end of the video. If you did enjoy it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.